just like whoever's listening, be your damn self
Yeah.
because there's always gonna be haters. And it's gonna steal your joy, and there ain't nothing worse than not having your joy.
And also, if it ain't got to do with you, mind your business. Like that's the other thing. You know, like this person out there living their best life. They ain't hurting nobody. They're not hurting themselves. Why are you pressed? What this got to do with you? Go about your business. Find some business.
Very
build
pressed.
your own business.
Right, build your own business.
Hey, community, this is your reigning and newly crowned Queen Fontasia. What's brewing today? Tell me what the tea is.
The Queen Fontasia L'Amour.
Congrats, Wayans family.
And Beyonce, I got bills. So get your cups ready for Minority Report.
I ain't got it. Hey, welcome to Minority Report. It's Auntie Carell.
It's Auntie Duan.
And it's Auntie Jarrell. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Happy Monday, even though we're recording on a Tuesday. Hello from the past to y'all in the future.
Hey, community. There's only one word to describe who we have on against. Like, usually I do like this grandiose opening. It's just one word. Two. I'll do two. Legendary. Icon.
Oh.
Period. That's all we got to say. We have the one, the only Queen Fontasia L'Amour. And somebody know you as funny as well. Like, so it's like a lot of names, but it's just Queen Fontasia. In my book.
Vigo clap.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm very, very blessed. Just recently finished a victory show / party, celebrating my victory for Queen, and just like physically receiving flowers on that particular day, and all the love that I got. The atmosphere in the room was just filled with so much love and great entertainment on the top of it. So I'm still on a natural high from that, and I haven't come down from it yet.
I love that.
So just feeling grateful.
Great. And it's all well deserved too. So like,
yeah, thank you so much.
Like, Fontasia is like the list is like just the accolades is insanity. Like I was just like going online. I was like, let me just see how many titles and how many like just in the pageant world. There is very few with your resume, if any.
I don't know. I mean, well, there's quite a few with even a more extensive resume than mine, I would say, as far as the number of national titles. But I think those type of accolades come with the reputation that you have with what you've had, whether it was the national representation or just a preliminary representation.
Yes.
Because, for example, just with the continental pageantry system alone, I competed 14 attempts. So I didn't win them all, but my recognition in the world of pageantry came through all the times that I competed, whether I won or not.
Yeah. That part. And honestly, you had like a couple like runner-ups and things like, so that's what I'm saying. Your resume, don't downplay it.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people got your resume.
That runner-up thing is what gets you trapped into the rabbit hole. You keep wanting to go back, and then you want to go back and go back.
Okay. When we hopped on, and because we're gonna start from the beginning.
Okay.
I was telling you, like in my research, I was like, oh, she from South Bend, Indiana. Okay. Yep. I was like, I lived in Mishawaka for a good 5.5 years out of college.
Okay.
And not a lot of people know that area, A. B, to come from there and then to have the resume you have is like monumental in my mind because I know what that area is like.
Yeah.
Especially for folk that look like us. So
exactly.
How was just like your upbringing in that area, and then how did you get to even like LA? Like, did you always know LA, that region California was going to be where you wanted to be, or like you had a couple pit stops? Like, okay, eventually I'll get there.
Actually, I really had no pit stops. I think in my brain, I always saw a big city, New York, or Los Angeles. It was one or the other. But
Okay.
From your own personal experience, South Bend, Indiana is like a really really small area.
Yes.
And me being in the fashion arena and the entertainment arena in a small town that had at this particular time when I first started, it was only one gay nightclub, and it was the only club that had a drag show, which I was a part of. So I was, in a nutshell, I would just describe it as like a big fish in a small pond, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've always wanted to like expand and go a little further outside of South Bend, and the closest thing was Chicago. So that's when I started going back and forth and performing a lot in Chicago, which made me, which got me introduced to the whole continental pageantry system.
Okay.
So once I got hooked on the pageantry system, that's what really, really elevated my whole career in this industry to this day. So.
Did
I know
someone
that
take
trip.
you under their wings? So I did that trip
Because
many times.
I'm from Gary. I'm from Gary, Indiana. So let me tell you, I'm from Gary. So the way I took that South Shore train all the time in Chicago, baby. That's how I was getting there. Okay.
That toll road.
Yes.
I was up and down that toll road.
Look.
Come on, South Shore. Not the South Shore. What you know about the South Shore?
Look, when I tell you around family, I told you this is family over here.
All three of us have
That's
those Midwestern connections for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. You
Yeah,
said
'cause-
South Shore. I lit up when you said South Shore.
Was there someone that like took you under your wings? Because like again, like I just go back because like, and I think I've told this story on the podcast before. Like I remember being 20 something, like 23, 24. And at the time there was still only one gay bar in South Bend in like 2000s, call it 6, 7. And it was Truman's. And I remember trying to go there. I remember the first time I was going to, I'm going to go to Truman's. My first time going to a gay bar and sitting in the parking lot like, oh my God, I can't go in. I can't go in. What if someone sees me? What if this, that? And just, again, it's just that small town moment where you're like, I'm petrified to go in there. So like for your first moment to be like a drag queen in that area, was there someone that like took you under their wing saying, okay, I'm gonna show you the ropes. I'm gonna look after you. Or did you kind of have to just learn on your own?
Well, first of all, I was never intimidated or scared to go into the club at all.
I know that's right.
I know that's right.
Like at all.
I don't know that life.
The person that took me under their wing at the beginning of my career was obviously my drag mother, and her name was Tracy Love. Her name is Tracy Love. And she's still she lives in where's she at? Not Hammond, but oh my goodness, I can't think of where it's at.
Maryville,
Indiana.
Valparaiso.
I know we're about to name all the Indiana
Fort
spots.
Wayne.
Elkhart.
Not Elkhart, the other way. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Valparaiso, Fort Wayne, maybe. Well, that's still kind of more Elkhart.
Outside of South Bend.
Okay.
Just outside of South Bend. So basically, it'll maybe come back to me later. Anyway, she was like the only, and I mean literally the only trans woman of color that was working in the club. And when I say trans, I mean I'm talking breasts and body and all of that back then. So she was a very, very standoffish person and very intimidating. But there was something about the two of us, we just kind of clicked and kind of bonded. And she was the person that, helped finish teaching me how to do makeup. I remember this, I'm jumping off this train really, really quick to tell this story that popped in my head. I walked in the club one night to perform, and nobody could tell me shit. I knew I was looking lovely, and this was before any type of enhancements, I would say. And I walked in, and I said, "Mother, you like this outfit?" She said, "Your titty's too high. Push them down." I
think I would like her.
My little breast pumps. They were like, so getting to my point, it was just little things like that she would always brutally tell me honest opinions and just really get me together, unsugarcoated. Other people couldn't take it. They couldn't take the constructive criticism. I took it to heart and immediately, right away, would change it. And that's the person that molded me. And it's the same thing that I do now. Like with my kids, I'll tell them in a minute, no, that's not going to work. You need to take that off. And sometimes I would even go a step further, and I wouldn't give them a critique about it. I would just go and get something, say, here, I got this for you. Throw that away.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the person that took me under her wing. Her name is Tracy Love. My name, Fontasia Lamore, is actually a homage to her, but I didn't want to be one of those queens that took somebody's last name because of clout, but I still wanted to represent. So, of course, love is the same in French. And that's how I started off my career. But I'm definitely and undoubtedly a love child of Tracy Love.
I love that.
That makes me so happy. But it's crazy that I think about that level of love because like that is so to me, I just grew up having women in my life who would just be like, no, that ain't it. And it was never out of a place of hate or it was just pure love. Like, I want the best for you. And so I'm going to say this because I want the best for you and not for any other purpose. And I feel like today, like I carry a little bit of that with me. I think that's why some people say I'm a little too honest. And it's just because I respect you, and I want the best for you.
Yeah, we need more of that on some of these shows.
I'm just gonna drink my water.
we got enough. We got enough honesty on this show. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Cool.
So Midwest at heart. So then moving to LA, or at least you in Long Beach. So Long Beach. What was that? Was it a culture shock at all? You're like, nope, I am home now.
It was more like, where have you been? It was a very where have you been situation. And like a hand in glove, it just I just fit right in. I was able to continue doing what I was already doing, but at more of a comfort level, because going back to South Bend, it was a small town. So like leaving the club, sometimes I'm like, let me take this makeup off because I don't want no problems. Versus coming here, I can leave the club and stop at 7-Eleven and get whatever I need and being up in it and wouldn't have any type of problems. I definitely couldn't do that in Gary either.
Show can. No, you can't.
So
you might not be able to do that still.
It was like just a easy fit. It was like a pair of shoes that fit perfectly.
I know that's right.
I love that.
That's right.
What year did you move to California?
I came to visit California, San Diego to be exact, in '94.
Okay.
And I was there just to watch the show with a friend of mine, Lexus Pendavis, my good Judy, who's still out here in San Diego, California. And the show director of the show at that particular time saw me in the audience, and she asked me if I ever did shows. Did I ever do? She said, "Do you ever do any characters, or you ever do Diana Ross? You ever do Eartha Kitt? You ever do?" I'm like, "No, I mean I do drag, but we don't do characters." And she expressed to me that Dreamgirls, which is a show that I was there visiting, was looking to fill a spot, and if I ever came in the area, we would love to have you. I was like, "Oh, okay." So I was just visiting, and that was in '94. And I ended up, I have to cut, I don't want to go into the whole detail. So 96, I moved to be a part of the Dreamgirls Review, the longest running drag show in Southern California, and still one of the headliners of that group today, which consists of so many amazing entertainers, a lot of them who have been on Drag Race. Some have and some haven't. And I've just been here ever since. And that was my stepping stone in San Diego, where I lived for about a year. Then I moved to LA. And after I moved to LA, like a gypsy, I've been in all different parts of LA. And I moved to Long Beach in 2009, I believe. Yeah, 2010. And I've been here ever since.
Okay.
So 94 to Cali. how in, let's see here, roughly what year did this song come out? Call it maybe 99. How did you get a cameo in Bills, Bills, Bills with Destiny's Child?
Oh my God. I think I've told this story in an interview before.
Okay.
Well, excuse me. Of course, I've had acting under my belt.
Okay.
We're gonna get to that too.
Yeah.
And when I tell this story, I'm always hesitant because I like to be accurate, and I can only tell my side
Okay.
of the story and what
Yeah.
and what I know.
Yeah.
Jasmine Creighton, Jasmine, spelled with two Z's, very well known trans activist here in California. We were the best of friends and still are the best of friends. Well known actress. She's done. I mean, her resume is she has a huge resume, and she was one of those queens that had accomplished so much in her career, which is still not even recognized a whole lot now. Anyway, I was really good friends with her. Every time I would audition for anything, whether it was a TV commercial or a show, whatever it was, me and her were always down to the last two. And she would always get the job. So anywho, she was a very good close friend of RuPaul's. And apparently I heard that it was offered to RuPaul.
Okay.
I don't know if this is true. I just heard that it was offered to RuPaul. RuPaul offered it to Jasmine. Jasmine couldn't do it at the time. So she called me basically, hey, do you want to do a video for Bills with Destiny's Child? And I was honestly like, who is Destiny's Child?
Who is that?
I mean,
as most were back
at that point, they were just one of many different kind of girl groups that they were trying to get on and whatnot.
Yeah, but they were still well known then. But that goes back to what I was saying earlier. I'm just not a current affairs girl. I didn't watch a lot of TV and stuff like that. So anyway, they needed someone right away, and they needed to be camera ready. And because I sew and I make all my own costumes and stuff like that, next thing you know, I get a call confirming. They sent me a car. I went out there, did what I needed to do, and came back home. And Beyonce herself slid me my coins. It was so good. Always, when I tell this story, it's always so funny because she paid me like a drug dealer.
I love it. It's like, here you go.
This is real. This is real.
It was a last minute thing that was passed on, and then I took advantage of it.
Absolutely.
For those in media like yourselves, at your leisure, when you go back and you watch this video, I need y'all at your leisure, go back and watch this video. And knowing what you know now, marketing wise, that part really didn't fit the video. It didn't fit. As a director, the director did not want it at all. It did not fit.
Okay.
And back then, they didn't have any control, but the girls, they wanted a drag queen. Can we have a drag? No, this doesn't make any sense. Look, if y'all want it, y'all pay for it. And we'll try to squeeze it in. So that's why I didn't get a whole lot, but it was an opportunity. And but they had to pay out of pocket for, we're going to get somebody, we'll find somebody, we're going to satisfy y'all. It don't fit, but we're going to go ahead and let y'all have it. So I went in, I did so much for that video. And then it got spliced down to that little tiny cameo.
Like the little 5 seconds,
Right. But then as an actor and as a person that knows about entertainment and music and, I saw where I understood the director's point of view at the time. I'm like, this don't really fit. But to appease the girls, they made it a part of it. So you got to stop and rewind and catch me in it. But I did it.
They said, we got to appease Beyonce.
They knew better then. They knew better then. Look, and crazy, they still trying her today. Okay?
That part.
I wish you would try me. Funny. I'll do another one. Come on.
And then you hinted at the acting too. So even before that, Bills, you were in a TV show called Sparks, right?
Yeah, I did a guest starring role on the TV show Sparks, where I played the love interest of Terrence Howard's character. That was my first official acting role where I just, where I had a table reading and I had lines and I felt like I really felt like I had arrived per se.
Yeah.
You did.
It's a proud moment that I've always cherished, but I've never really bragged about or added to my resume when people, because I mean, even though it's so long ago, for me personally, it's still relevant because it's something that I did that wasn't a one-liner. Some other people can say they've done this and they've done that, but if you can get the VHS and stop it in time, you probably catch them. But this is up in it and really, really, using my
part
acting
of the show.
experiences.
Yeah.
My learning experience from that, my learning experience in that at that particular time, it was James Avery, may he rest in peace, and Robin Givens. Sat down, had a conversation with them, and they were asking me, "So what else have you?"
Names. She said, this James Avery,
no,
and Robin Givens.
Was just it was a moment. It was a moment that that made me grateful for drag, because they were asking me, "What else have you done? And what other movies have you done? Movies you've done?" I was like, "No." I was like, "No, just drag." That was my answer. And then with excitement, they both were like, "That's acting." It's like, you have to use that. He said that. They were like, "That's acting." I was like, "Oh, okay." So for them to commend me on my drag being relevant as a part of being an actress, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. That's my resume." So that's why I always proudly say I've been a part of this group, the Dream Girls Review, which is, I mean, everybody wants to be a dream girl in California. But it's just a handful of us, and it's a rotating cast of various different venues throughout Southern California that I'm a part of, and it's because of my history of drag.
Yeah, I love that.
I love it. My goodness.
And just for even Black History Month and everything, just like, again, this is just stories and nuance that needs to be out there, because clearly this regime's trying to hide and get rid of everybody that look and sound like our community. But it's just like, that's why it's important to have these platforms and to tell these stories because of the history, because if not, it's so hard to know all of it. And we just need to document this, And so I love hearing that, especially at that time, because we hear of this where the trans community now, just the Laverne Coxes of the world and things like that. But no, you were breaking ground then, and that's what's so important. Just let people know that there's stepping stones for everyone, and Laverne looked to a Fontasia and things like that for that representation, out in the media space. So I love hearing this, especially that's why I was touting up the name drops. So it's just like James Avery and the Robin Givens. This ain't just Joe Schmo down the street, people.
Yeah. It was interesting. So after talking with Matt and him connecting the two of us, I went down the rabbit hole of some of your past performances in the continental world, and I have to say, one of my favorites is your Thriller. Your Michael Jackson.
Thriller, yes.
Thriller. Baby.
Wow.
8 down.
8
down.
Up.
I'm gonna have to write a book.
When I say even to this day, I wonder if maybe the iPad. Maybe an iPad down.
The nice gestures about
we'll hold till she get back on.
There we go.
Did I lose you guys?
There you go.
There we go.
You back. We see you.
Okay, I'm back.
Look, I was just saying that some of the girls could not execute today all of what you done, because that is literally iconic. Okay, yes. Baby, when I tell you homework was done, okay, and there was no half-ass, I'm gonna give him a little something. It's like, no, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it correctly.
That was a fun talent number to do at that time. It was an easy one because everybody knows the choreography, and Lord knows I might have spent close to $50 on costumes by going to Goodwill and tearing up a bunch of costumes. So it was a money saver as far as the investment of the actual execution of the talent. But is overall at that particular time, and even now, it was just something that everybody could relate to. And that was before I had any type of breast augmentation or anything. I was a boy back then. I was a boy drag queen. So I was able to take off the pads and, you know, really emulate that particular look at that time. Now, I can't do all that right now. it'll be too much bouncing around.
She said, ain't nothing boy about this. She said, ain't nothing boy about this.
Right. Yeah, I know that's right. How did you like sewing? So like, one of my big like soapbox moments on like Drag Race is when the queens get in there and they can't sew. Like, you know what the show is about. You know how much people got to sew in the real world, and you don't know how to sew. Where did you pick up that skill set? Like, was it just like out of necessity, or someone sat you down and said, no, you better learn how to sew?
I think that I have to use an example. Michael Peters, may he rest in peace. Y'all know Michael Peters, right? Choreographer Michael Peters. I remember an interview when he was talking about Michael Jackson, and he had mentioned about he couldn't explain how it was teaching this person that had never been to a ballet class in his life. It was just a natural thing for him. So that's what that was for me. It was just a natural thing that just came, and it was that natural curiosity of the artisticness of putting something together. I was always fascinated with clothes. I was fascinated with the sleeve. I was fascinated with the stitching. I was like, how do they do this? So I started teaching myself by going to Goodwill in particular and get the most hideous thing that was a couple of dollars, take it home, take it apart, iron it out, and put it back together again. That's how I started to teach myself how to sew. I did make an attempt to go to a tailoring school in Indiana back in the 80s. And I think I took that class for like 2 weeks and I quit. Because I didn't have the patience. I wanted to get to the sewing machine. We were learning all these things about posture and how to sit. And I was like, when are we going to sew? So I just, learned on my own. And I've been doing it ever since.
Said, this ain't it. This ain't for me. Yeah. I got a gig this weekend. Y'all take it too long.
Even as a kid, I used to love going to my cousin's place because she was the one that got all the dolls and all the toys and stuff for Christmas. And I would take, I kid you not, toilet paper and paper towels with Scotch tape, and I would cut and make clothes for her doll. So knowing that I was doing that back then, I just applied that when I got older, teaching myself how to sew. And I'm still learning to this day. It's a trial and error thing with me.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
It's amazing go ahead. It's just amazing how, especially people in our community, find themselves really drawn to creative ways of expressing themselves. And even though it might not be socially acceptable for, boys to play with dolls or girls to play with, trucks or whatever, be in sports to some degree, it takes a lot of courage to step into your authenticity. And it's wild how the things that we tend to be drawn to as children find a way to manifest themselves as we grow into our adult selves and have the freedom to be able to pay for our own bills and lean into our own hobbies and create the lives that we really want to create. And it's really a privilege that you've had the opportunity to make a really great career spanning decades doing the thing that you just absolutely love and you were born to do.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that made it really easy for me is one of the things that's unfortunate that a lot of people don't have, and that is love. I had an older brother and a younger brother. We were like staircases. We were a year apart. And those brothers, which were, the jocks in school and, straight men, accepted, embraced, and protected me and loved me authentically for who I was and who I became. Now, of course, we had our squabbles here and there, and I got called a faggot from time to time, but they can do that. But anybody else did it, then it would be a problem. So to have that type of those macho men in your life that would, go to the ends of the earth to defend you and who you are, that was something that was really, really fortunate for me personally coming up, because a lot of people don't have that. But you got to have that in addition to the very, very much needed courage.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've kind of touched on this a little bit, but for somebody that's had the privilege of having a career like you've had, and you look at drag artists today, I'm curious, what do you see as perhaps some of the biggest challenges or even opportunities that some of these drag artists have today?
Repeat that again. What?
Yeah, maybe I'm not coming through too loud. I was just curious if you, as you think about drag artists today, are there any kinds of, what do you see as the biggest challenges or obstacles that they may find, that these young artists who are coming into the drag scene today might have?
Oh, that's a fully loaded question, because I don't want to sound contradicting when I say the privilege of seeing so much on media now is like amazing, but it's so much. Again, I can be frank, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Please do. The floor is yours, baby.
Break it down.
But then again, there's a lot of bullshit on there too. There's a lot of things that need to be more critiqued and criticized before it's ready to share to the world, because they get the misconception that this is how it all is, and it's not. So I think that's one of the biggest downfalls is people not having somebody to nurture their career properly, because they see so much of what they think is okay, but it really is not. And what I mean by that is just the whole art form of it,
Yeah, and that's one of the things with, social media, right, is that, as much as access you have to information, you still don't see the behind the scenes that go into a lot of the work. And a lot of the younger people today think that all it takes is that 60-second clip or that 15-second clip that they see, and it's just that easy. But baby, you got to do your homework. You got to put in the work and the effort behind the scenes. And there's probably hours and hours and days of works that go behind the scenes to make this 15-second clip for somebody to see on social media. But if you don't have that knowledge of what it takes to make a 15-second clip done correctly, then,
or to even sustain it,
right? Absolutely. Then you're putting out half-baked shit. Okay, and that's just kind of the truth.
Yeah, that's very true. But I mean, we're unfortunately in the era of what I call microwave drag queens these days.
I mean, it's giving easy bake oven. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Not even.
Not easy bake. Come on, easy bake.
It's like it's giving easy bake oven when you got the wrong light bulb. Like it ain't the hot enough light bulb. That's what it's giving. Is there a favorite pageant moment where you just like knew you were like either like on stage and you just like, I knew I was eating that day? Like you couldn't tell me none that day. That they always come back to your mind. You're like, that was just a moment that I just knew I was eating. Dang. We're gonna have it in suspense.
Yeah, look.
Reconnecting.
She said, hold that thought.
She said,
I think I lost you.
Man.
Are we back?
I love this conversation.
Are we back?
I really do.
And
like I've said this on the podcast quite a few times, but like I feel that one of the things that's missing in our community today is that we don't tell the stories of those who came before us, and like for instance, the old gays account. I haven't really been seeing them post much these days and stuff like that. But just even getting to see them, blow up and be in the realm of social media to tell their stories and stuff like that. There's just, I feel like, it's just the truth because of the AIDS epidemic.
Auntie Gerald is buffering.
It took so many of our elders from us to be able to have access to these stories as easy as we should, right? And I feel
it's
like
buffering.
We need to do our due diligence and make sort of circle back to our elders and be like, hey, tell us a little bit more. Like, give us, like, what is something that, some words of wisdom that you can give me, or, just, I absolutely
And then they're still out
love
here
this.
kicking ass still.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, baby, I ain't gone yet.
Look.
I think that's a little bit of the problem of being in the digital age. You have, it's so accessible for people who are younger
Let me know when you
to
guys are
tap
back.
into new technologies and get their stories out and whatnot. And you have folks who, just don't keep up with the Joneses. They don't keep up with the technology. And so, when so much of our lives is digital on top of being real, and, your circle is so curated to people that look like you, that that act like you, that that are into only the things that you're into, and because so many doors have been opened, there's not always the homage to those that have paved the way and those that still have a lot to share, with folks who are much younger than themselves, and there's not a lot of reaching back to say, I want to invite you to share your experience.
Yeah, because like you said, with that social media, like, you can very much be in your own, like, little bubble where all of a sudden you start to think, can't nobody tell me shit. Like, I know everything. But then when you actually just sit down and just do the math, like, but you ain't been grown enough to know shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like how, they say, like, your 20s is one thing, but with you in your 30s, like, shit starts to look a little bit different. When you get in your 40s, this shit starts to look even more different, right? Yeah. Because there's just certain things that you just simply don't learn until you get older, until you've been through some things, right? And that's one of the things I like about hearing the stories, is because those stories are a way for, for those to come after, to not necessarily have to wait to the same amount of time in life to learn those life lessons, right? Some life lessons don't have to be learned through your lifetime. They can be learned through someone else's lived experience, right? And you just got to learn how to be able to take that knowledge. But if we're not sharing that knowledge and making room for that knowledge, then the work and the sacrifices, those that came before us, it's kind of done for nothing.
For not.
And low key, I'm not going to lie, I do feel like a lot of young folks discount the experience of older folks just in general, because they've seen en masse through social media how people can achieve the kinds of dreams, the success, the notoriety, the attention, the likes, the follows, the dollars, etc. They're able to achieve those things, which a lot of people think that that's the end game. And especially those that are, like, immature, that are young, and you can define that as however you want to define that, learn really quickly that, yes, you can get all those things and still be unsatisfied, still be unhappy, still be taken advantage of, still have a lot to learn. And, it's not to say that the struggle is the same. There's a different struggle, that younger folks have today, but there's still a lot of, I guess what I'm trying to say is there is so much value in the notion of mentorship and really being able to lean on the experience of other people that have been through things in their lives, to help people who are still trying to figure it out. It's like you can get to the end game and cross the finish line, of whatever your goal is, but that doesn't mean that you're a fully realized person. That doesn't mean that you don't have room to grow as an individual and that you know who you are. You're a success in the thing that you're doing, but who are you? What are you? What do you stand for? What's important to you? What's not important to you? How do you make sure that your circle is right for you and for the people around you? Like, those are the things that you don't really get through success. You get that through the failures.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, and that's probably the biggest piece that, like, because I'm like, as much as we like discount social media and things like that, there are a lot of great things that have come out of, social media as well. But I think the hard thing that we don't see with social media, and honestly, we didn't see it even before social media, because we didn't see it when we were looking at TV and stuff like that. We didn't comprehend
representation,
the struggles, the representation, but just even like the failures. Nobody broadcasts their failures that often.
Nope.
Nope. So like Jarrell, you're kind of hitting on it. It's like, it might look easy, but no, there's 9,000 other times I bust my ass before we put it out here. And that's the thing. Maybe it's a little more prevalent just because there's so many just more posts, But it was the same when growing up. It was just on TV. You're like, oh, Oprah ain't had no struggle, or
she was fired from
Jay,
one of her first most lucrative jobs that she had ever had as an anchor woman. Fired.
Like you see that the end goal, you see the end production, but you don't see that all the stuff before. And so that stuff, even though when you're younger, it's just hard to even know. And so that's just some of that wisdom that comes along with life.
Yeah.
Like you stick around a little bit, you just gonna realize, like, oh, that's what they were trying to tell me. Okay, I get it. I had to go through it myself. Damn it.
Yeah. It's funny. I saw this tweet that someone posted. And it was like around Pride last year, but I just saw it today, and it said when I say LGBTQ plus elders, I mean those who lived during Adam for Adam, and I was like,
baby.
And I was like, well,
it's a word.
I got something to say, so you right. I guess the shoe fits because
different, way different kind of.
That was the original grinder sound. When you heard that sound coming, it was the original grinder sound. Everybody knew that.
And that you had to wait a day. You had to wait a day for somebody to respond to that shit. God damn, you gotta set your little landmines and then wait like a day or two before they get them responses or whatever.
Baby.
That's crazy.
Y'all had grinded. We had Adam for Adam and what was the other? Manhunt.
Baby. Yeah. Look, the way that chat had me in chokehold, baby. Love.
Can you hear me?
Everybody wanted to be a jock for this, or like everybody had jock at the end of their screen names or whatever. Nobody wanted to be sissy this.
$, jock ass, but it was like $,
Oh, and even the bottom shaming at that point. I mean, we have come a long way. Let's put it this way. We've come a very,
Although,
very long
I feel
way.
like there's still a lot of bottom shaming. But you know what? Actually, I feel like there's a lot of shaming if you're not versed. If you aren't doing it both, people always like, why do one when you can do both? And it's just like
that's a word.
I'm just like, they mind your business. Good for you. Good for you, ho. You can do it all and you can take it all. Good for you.
Hey,
okay?
Hey.
Look, some of us have perfected our form of art, okay?
Yeah.
I will tell you, I would gladly tell you that when my spirit was choosing what year to be born in,
I don't know what's
wasn't
going on
built to be born as a millennial or past millennial, because that whole kind of life is a whole different kind of life. I'm kind of glad I grew up in the analog days.
I'm done. I'm so done with you. That's right. Well, community, we'll try to get Fontasia on here to at least get a curiosity on. But in the meantime, let's take maybe a quick little tea break, and we'll be right back. Hey, community. A lot of you have asked how you can support Minority Report outside of the sharing and downloading and subscribing and leaving reviews. But you can also buy merch. Come on, baby.
I know that's right. And we have a whole lot of options, from clothing to pillows to tumblers and bags. And we continue to update all of our stuff with new styles, new colors, and new products. Jarrell, where can they get all that stuff at?
Well, they can get all that and then some at minorityReport.com. They can find all the goodies, find out additional information about your aunties. And we also want to make sure that you share and tag us when you do buy merch, all right? So let us know if it's a hoodie, it's a tee, a long shirt, a towel, because we know you need those. But let us know.
Absolutely. And remember to wash your hands, your legs, and your ass. Oh, we'll see. But I completely forgot that I bought it.
There you go.
There she is.
Can you hear me?
There she is.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you can. And see you. Yes.
Yep.
I'm just all in the conversation. I'm saying, I'm like, well, wait a minute. I was like, can they hear? I'm like, what is going on?
Show could not.
It says it was just buffering, saying redirecting. So I just literally swiped away and turned it off and just reconnected.
Well, you here now.
But even prior to that, I hit the leave button and it wouldn't allow me to leave.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm here now. That's all that matters.
I don't know what.
You can hear me.
Let me tell you. Yes,
we can hear you.
Okay.
Hey, we got Fontasia back in the place to be. Or not in the place to be.
It says reconnecting again.
We just clapped it
It
up.
said,
Look. letting our queen be great.
She said, "You got it." She said, "I am on task, and you got to catch me when you can."
Look,
I know that's funny.
But maybe this also how you know she's a professional though, because look, still sticking with it, still jumping in.
I love it.
Look,
I love
but
it.
hey, that's your biz, right? Ain't that what they say?
That's right.
I know that's
you roll
right.
With it. Yeah, maybe text her real quick and then just see if she can still hear us, because I don't know if it's doing the same thing again or not. All right, community. We got Queen Fontasia back with us here. You know, just a little Wi-Fi issue. That's okay. But where we left off at was like the moment we knew she was just on stage and she just knew she was eating. So we're going to actually throw that into the kick off the curiosity segment. So what is their moment? Or maybe there's a couple moments because you're like, I eat all the time. But was there a moment just like in the pageant where you just like either your talent or just like your gown, whatever, you just like, I am up here eating all these hoes up.
This is limited. You couldn't even write this and make this up if you tried. This is comedy gold. This is how you know we've been doing this for years. Because this ain't nothing new. If you are new to the community, let me tell you, there will be issues, and that is just part of
how you roll
doing the podcast. Absolutely,
that's so true.
Yeah,
I also feel like all of us going through the pandemic and having gone through like work from home, hybrid work, doing everything from Zoom and WebEx and all these other kind of like video conferencing things, we've gotten accustomed to life just lifes, and you just got to roll with it. If there's a cat that walks across the screen, or a kid that comes in the door, or the Wi-Fi cuts out, or somebody's ringing your doorbell like a gazillion times because there's a delivery, or somebody's house is burning down next door to you, like life is just gonna life, and you got to roll with it. And I just love that we have that freedom to just be able to roll with it instead of being like bent out of shape. Because before the pandemic, when stuff would go all right, it would be like a reflection of you.
So professional.
Right.
Yeah. I agree. That's an interesting thought. Like that's something that I've thought about, but just never articulated before. That is a valid statement. That's a major change from post pandemic. Is that alone?
I was on a call with a vendor
but make
today.
Sure you got your pants on, though. Make sure you got your pants on. Okay,
especially if you standing up.
Okay, because that is on you. That is on you.
Yeah, because if your screen dips or you stand up, well then that is on you. I was on a call with a vendor earlier today. And he was apologizing because he's like, I'm sorry, I don't have a collared shirt on. I got just this hoodie. And, I feel like, but it's, there's just been a lot of stuff going on in the house and whatnot. So, I apologize. And we're like, ain't no thing, what is a sweatshirt? What does a sweatshirt got to do with anything you about to tell me today? Because if it does, we got a problem.
That I know. And I hope, even though and I mean, this is a side tangent, it's just like, I know that we're kind of doing that, everybody going back to work kind of thing. I hope that the old way doesn't start to creep, or at least the old thought mentality doesn't start to creep back in. I'm sure it will, but because it matters none to me. And a lot of times they use it to reflect it on our community.
That part. Yeah. Absolutely, that part.
So even with all this like DEI stuff now, I'm like, God, I just hope it doesn't go back to that, because I know what they're trying to set it up to be.
Well, listen, the reality that I think everybody is paying attention to is look what's happening to Tesla, and look what's happening to Target, and look what's happening to Coca-Cola. So they can mess around if they want to with our community and the Latino community, but the repercussions are swift and severe, even in the workplace.
Period.
Because this stuff is recorded. This stuff is recorded, so don't get fooled.
I know that is right. That's a true statement. So let's see here. I don't know. Do we take another tea? We'll take a quick another tea break and figure out what we're gonna do right quick. But if all else fails, we'll just have to bring her back on, quite frankly.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's our podcast. Absolutely. We can do what and bring back who we want to.
Absolutely.
And half.
that
part.
quickly, I know yesterday was the NAACP Awards.
Yes.
And they're honoring the Wayans family, which is dope. Like we always bring up the Wayans here and there on this podcast.
Finally.
It's dope to see finally. I agree.
And I love that it's the family too, because the family have put in work, baby, work. And it's so crazy too, because this also happened after Soulja Boy talked at the side of his mouth, you know, trying to come for Marlon Wayans supporting his trans son. And
Marlon ate his ass
up. And then I'm sure at the NAACP Awards said something. We recording before the NAACP. I can't wait to see what he got to say on that stage, because he gonna say something.
Same.
I'm living for this rebeef era. this Arby's era that we're living in right now. Where's the beef? Like,
where's the beef?
I'm here for it. I love it. Like, and you know, like, it's wild because when I saw that video that he made a couple of things about a Soulja Boy's teeth, and he was like, crack and crest or something like that. Crack and crest, and called it crest. And technically, from a legal perspective, that's defamation. To accuse somebody of doing drugs and not have any. Now, I don't know if there's any viable proof that there has been some usage or whatever, but I'm low key here for the dragulation of it all. I'm here for the beefing. I'm here for, like, you know, when you go low, we take it to the flow. Like, you say something about my kid, then all gloves are off, and I'm coming at you with everything I got. And low key, the Wayans family is not the family that you want to be messing with. Because they will put on a show, sell it to ABC, and get it on the air to literally douse you on fire.
Because once one get tired, you got 9 other Wayans on the way. Baby, that's just one generation. That ain't like the cousins and the kids.
Sons, baby.
Don't let them get the gang out. David Allen Greer and Tommy Davidson, and like the whole crew, let the crew come out of the closet.
There's so many Wayans. There's so many Wayans and so many whinings.
Let me tell you, it just reminds you as a kid when you know you're like, okay, that's the one person you don't fight with because they got 15-something cousins. And it ain't you versus them no more. It's you versus all of them.
The community. Yeah. All of them. So yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it.
I remember being in high school, and it was probably like my junior year, sophomore, junior year. And I was in my English class, and for some reason, the class clown, which I equate to a Wayans, you know, who just makes fun of everybody, decided to come after me for no apparent reason, but I guess I was the target of the day. And for some reason, like, this was during class, and the teacher was letting it go on, and I said, motherfucker, if you don't stop talking to me, I'm going to come back there and I'm going to break your neck. And then one of the other guys said, you don't want to mess with the quiet ones.
Period.
And brother man, shut up.
I know that's right. He said, brother. I'm done. Nothing flow.
I might have been young. I might have been frail. I was probably a good 98 pounds soaking wet. But baby,
T-Bon's cut.
But baby, y'all know how I get hyped on this. Don't. I got these hands. I keep trying to tell you, I may be bougie, but I got these hands, and I don't fight fair. I'm talking about digging out eyeballs, biting, and twisting the nuts and all. Look, we're not about to be boxing. I'm not doing that. No, I'm here to take you out.
That's the one thing my dad always say. He's like, if you're gonna fight, don't fight fair. He's like, there ain't no fairness in fighting.
Bones are getting broken.
Get out of there.
We ain't throwing punches. We breaking backs.
baby, a whole word. But and then I didn't bring. You know who I want to shout out? Keke Palmer and this auburn color hair.
Girl, oh my goodness.
Keke is fucking eating good right now.
Let me tell you, that Balmain like t-shirt dress that she had on. Baby, I said, That was cute. The white shirt that was like in
the
front,
the
but
shirt,
she was
the shirt, the dress shirt. That's a dress. That's a top.
That's what I said. It's literally a shirt. That's a dress. That's literally what I just said. And it looked really good because it's not an actual t-shirt that she's wearing. It's literally a shirt that's built like a dress. And baby, she looked good.
She literally this whatever this little press run thing. I don't know what the hell she doing. She everywhere right now.
All I know is her neck has to be
everything.
Her neck has to be strong because the amount of follicles that are emanating from that. Because even just the auburn here, because she's had a couple of different looks. And they've all been like mommy mature, like very a la late 1990s, kind of like, you know, mature woman, Blanche Devereaux, like very,
it's giving,
it's giving that. But the sheer volume of hair and the layers is just,
it's everything.
Oh my God, butter.
Eating it.
You know what?
She's posted out there that she was somewhere and they was like, you look like a skinny Keke Palmer. She put that out there. She said, "Yeah, I was at the grocery store or something." She said, "She's like," and they said, "Oh, you look like a skinny Keke Palmer." She's like, "Thank you."
I can't even. I can't even. Funny. But you know what? Like, I honestly haven't been excited about somebody hair like this in a long time since we talked about Beyonce's hair.
Yeah. Like, I agree. Like, this hair is just eating up right now, and I'm living for you, Keke. I was always living for you, but baby.
I can't. I really want somebody to ask her, like, what was the inspiration for her current styling? Because it's clearly, you know, there was a demarcation after the baby was born, and when she, you know, after she got back into the scene or whatever, it was this whole kind of like glowed up mama look, right? Embracing her mommy body, and even though she's not super curvaceous or whatever,
right?
She just exudes like mother, but like sexy mother.
Yeah.
And I'm just very curious about what the conversation was between her.
A breakup will do that to you. A breakup will do that to you. Okay?
So instead of cutting the hair, she said, I'm going to give you more hair.
No, we need to also shout out Usher for starting this snowball, for making this all this happen.
Did you see that interview? That was a good interview, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was a very good interview. Very, like, you could tell Usher was comfortable. Like, because Usher is one that you don't see a lot of interviews of.
Yeah.
He was comfortable, and she was asking the right questions, and like, she's just very good. She's just good at everything she damn do.
Yeah.
So that was a very good interview.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. Yeah, no, and I like her makeup right now too. Like, it's giving very like Janet Jackson, Janet era.
Yes,
like the browns and the auburns and the. She just eating it up right now.
Yeah,
it's wild because it's almost like it's the beauty of her whole look. It's almost anti what's happening in Hollywood and what you see on Instagram, which is like the overinflated, you know, kind of like sex doll, kind of like sex kitten kind of look. But she's going more for like a mature kind of sexy, and it's a little bit more subdued, and her coloring is a lot warmer, but it's still it stands out because it's so counter to everything else that we're seeing with a lot of these other people her age.
She's giving, I'm a mother, but I can have another baby.
I'll still fuck the shit out of
She said these walls are still wet.
Okay.
These walls are still wet.
Sugar walls. Baby, I know that's right. And then shout out to M Vogue right quick. Maxine is back in the group, it looks like. She performed with them at the All-Star event, so that was dope to see. So I sent that little message or put in the story to Frank. Because I saw that. I was like, hold on, is that Maxine? I was like, I know Frank happy. And sure enough, he put up a clip that it was him that did the choreography for them for that thing.
He did.
So I know he happy. Yeah.
They all look so good.
They
all look so
still sound good.
Yes.
Yes. And again, just that conversations like we were just talking about, right? You know, just about like the people who put in the work and the time before a lot of these young people, you know, like they're another group that I wish mainstream got the love that they deserve. You know, like, because even to the day, I went to Cowboy Carter like night at the club a couple weeks ago, and I literally watched these kids go, "Who is this? when like some Destiny's Child came on, or like Kitty Cat came on from B-Day, the kids were like, what's this? And I was just like,
we are finally in that group. We're the old gays.
Really,
we're the old gays.
And it was, and let me tell you, the way all the rest of us knew these songs, and we pushed them kids out the way. When I tell you, we were at the front of the stage, we said, no, move out the way, kids, because y'all not doing this justice. And we pushed all them babies to the back. I don't blame you. Back, okay? And then I love the DJ, too, because the DJ was like, it's Black History Month, so all the black people to the front of the motherfucking club. I said...
I know that's right.
Bitch.
I know that's right.
It was great. And then you know what she did next? She played Brown Skin Girl. And it was so great being black. Listen to Brown Skin Girl at the club. And then all the white people being like,
damn, I ain't in this.
This ain't got nothing to do with me. And I felt
that is
great.
So satisfying. That is so
satisfying.
Oh,
it felt so good.
That's a good DJ. Mm-hmm. That's a good DJ.
Mm-hmm. I was like, this is DJ. Well done. Well done. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Then shout out to Zen Powell, the first black person to win the X Games. That motherfucker out there is making me want to like snowboard. He was doing some tricks. Mm-hmm. I was like, I ain't seen this shit before. Taking over outside, taking them over snowboard. Come on, black people, I'm here for it. So yeah, that was dope to see. What else? Beyonce got this new perfume, and the internet acting up because we ain't got it. We ain't got it.
Baby,
we ain't got it, girl.
Baby, the way the comments took me out, they were like, Beyonce, I'm starting to believe you got bills to pay.
bills.
Someone say, I'm going to say, no.
Baby. The second I saw that, I was like, we ain't got it, girl. We gonna fall for our damn lives.
Someone said Beyonce
bank accounts.
Someone said Beyonce, read the room, girl. Read the room, sis. I was like,
sis.
You know, Beyonce, she gonna have so many products. She might be able to be in a position where she can replace Target.
At this point.
You know, like if you really think about it, like with her connection, like this could be a whole new. This could be Act 3.
Act 3 is a new grocery store.
Shop black.
I'm so done. It's a grocery store. Oh man, but anyway, Beyonce, we ain't got it. We'll see a cowboy car, but I ain't gonna be smelling like that perfume. I can tell you that.
Yeah. And I only got one concert in me. I'm not doing multiple. So
that's what we was going to say. So community, and I said I was going to make a clip, and I never had the time. So you know, over the last few episodes,
yes,
Miss Shar over here is like, I ain't going. I don't think I'm going to go to the cowboy car tour. She did say that if she did, she would go outside the country, this and that.
Yeah,
but she was like, I don't know. I ain't getting it on the day one now. And she was saying that in the text thread too. Why this girl out the blue Texas? Got him. I'm going to Paris.
So casually, like she was like this was part of the plan the whole time. And I said, girl, where this come from? Because that wasn't the energy we were getting talking about these tickets. She's like,
baby,
I don't know. It's not even my favorite album. You know, like if I go, I'm gonna make a trip out of it. So I'm not really going just for the concert, but you know, got him was all we got. That was it.
It took me out. I was sitting there like, I knew you would.
I stayed true to my word because it wasn't. Yeah. First of all, I was like crazy busy the day that the tickets went on sale, and I just wasn't part of that. But yeah, she got her tickets. And I think I'm seeing her before you, Carell, right?
Mm-hmm. I know. Yep. That's the bad thing. I'm like, damn, this mud. Okay. That's okay. I'm glad you're going, boo. I'm glad you're going.
I still have to book the trip. I did block out the calendar on our Minoritea report share calendar that I might be in Paris for those couple of days, but we'll see.
You know what? I'm gonna tell the community right now. Just know for about 9 weeks, all you gonna hear about is this concert because I'm seeing her in May. Char's seeing her in June.
Yeah.
And then Carell's seeing her in July.
Yeah.
So
that's
baby.
So true. And you know the episode coming where we're gonna have to do the complete breakdown. So get your giddy up ready, because that's gonna be a giddy up episode.
baby.
Are you wearing an outfit?
It's gonna be.
Are you gonna like dress
me,
up?
I run hot.
Well, that's it.
It's gonna be temperature dependent.
Yeah.
I'm already getting my outfit custom made. I actually designed my outfit myself.
Okay.
And yeah, I got to go and buy the material.
You're gonna have to wear for that episode. Then you're gonna have to wear for that episode.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Low key, y'all know my silver wig that I love so much. I think I want to wear that.
Oh, are
that
you?
Would look cute.
Oh, yeah. That would look really cute.
Because remember when we did
silver with that bandana last year?
Yes. When we were talking
cute.
about Cowboy Carter and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I think I might.
She got to take it just because she wanted to wear her wig.
I mean, it might have been a factor.
She just wanted to wear her wig again. I know that's right.
I'm so excited about my outfit. Lord. I just hope that the designer can execute my look the way that I want it. Because I bought these Levi jeans, but I'm gonna turn them into kind of like a chap look. So like at least above the knee, it's gonna be more like you'll see thigh, underwear, and ass, etc. But the waist will still be like denim jeans, like it would look, and then it's gonna have like a little bit of like a flare on the side of like this brown and white cowhide. Yeah, but it's gonna be bigger. It's a little bit bigger, but it's gonna be brown and white cowhide, like actual cowhide. And then I'm having her make a vest. And the vest is going to be the same material that you see of the cowhide down below. And then it's going to be open. So it's not going to be closed. It's going to be open. And I'll have like a little harness underneath there too. And
that's going to be cute.
I'm going to have me like this little Speedo as well too. So yeah, you know.
Mine might just be like some Daisy Duke Levi's and a wife beater. Like,
baby, when I tell you.
It's so going to be temperature dependent. Temperature dependent.
The way I tell you, I'm gonna make it work. We all lived in the Midwest, and we've all had those nights where in the wintertime the jacket stayed at home. This is gonna be one of those times where I will have to take it off. I'm going to drink, stay warm, like we grew up doing.
Well, it's gonna be warm by that time. It's gonna be too hot for me. That's what I mean.
Baby, for me, it's in May.
Yeah, I'm in
so that
June.
weather.
That might.
Yeah, so that weather
be the perfect time to wear it.
The concert at night though, so during the day it's gonna be nice, but at nighttime, it's gonna be hitting at 50. Yeah. But we're gonna be okay.
You're gonna be dancing and shouting, so you'll be all right.
Baby.
You're gonna get that Cowboy Carter Holy Ghost on you. Well, community, before we get out here, please go follow Fontasia. It's at Simply Fontasia, Fontasia on Instagram. My assumption is that's what it is pretty much everywhere, or at least you can find the rest of the socials on the Instagram. So please go follow her and support her.
Yes.
Like I know she's a promoter for a lot of the continental pageants, and that's getting like busy within March is what she told us before she hopped on. So if there's little cash things that she might need, go and bless her because we got to support our community and make sure we're visible and seen, especially our trans community. Supporting them is going to be so paramount. It's always paramount, but especially now. Like we always say, it's an LGBTQIA plus podcast, Minority Report, so don't get twisted. Thank you very much. And then the next few episodes is going to be some, quicker episodes because we on vacay. So we got some brand new episodes, but they'll just be a little shorter, and they're still good though.
They will pack all the punches that you expect out of a Minority Report episode.
Per usual,
absolutely,
per usual. So if it's not as hot topic, the next few weeks, that's the reason why. To be frank, but they still good. We had some good conversations, but. Anything else on your hearts and minds before we get out of here?
No, ma'am.
No, we love y'all. All right. Keep listening, keep watching, keep commenting, keep sharing, and have a great week.
Yeah, keep watching that ass, that hands, and then legs. Hands, legs, ass, however the order is.
That should be a song. Bye.